the defense is sacred, and we respect that. But what this defendant is talking about can be presented when his turn comes. Now, if he has questions, we respect the right of defense, and that can be discussed later. But now it is time to cross-examine the witness. So I like you, Your Honor, to bring that to the attention of the defendant. She's talked about not seeing the men seeing women, and it was repeated many times until this witness before that said that his sister at 14 went to the hallway of the men and saw so and so and so and so. How can we reconcile those two statements? Those are questions that you have the duty to investigate. The other issue, 2 points related to the reputation of the judicial system, regardless of what you say, what the judicial says about Saddam and his comrades. And the reputation of Iraq. You're still Iraqi, and Saddam Hussein, dead or alive, will continue to be an Iraqi and an Arab and a believer. I say Iraqi because Iraq is more than one ethnic group. This is something, a source of pride. I say Arab because that's also my affiliation, my belonging. Therefore, even if one of them does not pray, in the constitution of the country, whether the constitution signed by Saddam and I believe in, or this invented, dictated by the American on the Iraqis, Islam is the religion of the country. I raised my hand twice for the prayer. No, you were not. God is to put off and to listen to a witness. You cannot interrupt the witness. The other issue, law, one of the sources is Sharia, and the other source is the common precedence. That's what we studied in law school. So it's supposed, I'm not teaching you, you are experts of law, but I'm bringing this to your attention. When somebody insults your country, the court is not admonished. You cannot bring even yes, a legal authority can admonish our court. Well, anyway, I'm not going to argue with you. That's not what's important. What's important to me is respect your country so that you are respected outside. We are respecting our country. How do you respect your country if you allow a woman to smear the Iraqis? Well, she has a complaint and we have to hear. But this way, and you know that deep inside, she is sworn in and she says what she says. They talk about torture. And I asked you in the first session maybe, I said, Your Honor, don't you Don't you have a responsibility to ask the defendants whether you were tortured? The judge, this question will have time later. When your time is to give your own statement, you'll be given a chance to address that. Okay. Each defendant should be asked whether he was tortured. You see now that we are in the presence of this court, and you are the head of this court. This room that we wait in, you see that room? You don't see the room.
Apologies there. We do seem to have lost the translation of Saddam Hussein speaking to the judges. Extraordinary scenes. The subdued, at the beginning of the day, Saddam Hussein disappeared as he made an extended outburst in court, including the claims that he had been beaten and tortured in detention, saying, "I have been hit by the Americans and tortured." This, of course, during his trial on charges of crimes against humanity. He said, "I've been beaten on every place of my body, and the signs are all there." Let's continue to listen.
And Gray, and at this age, what the Americans consider wrong and they are fearful of, we don't do it. With the witness, do you have anything? Therefore, as long as we're defendant and we're innocent until found guilty, we should have all the rights. You will give it. You will. This will be provided to you. Thank you. They talked about rooms without windows in the last session, in the previous session. Not to embarrass you, not to embarrass anybody. I asked somebody to come, and the rooms that were under the American democracy were incarcerated in. No sun for Saddam. I don't know about the other. We asked the prosecutor to inspect their places and give us your opinion. Your Honor, a human is part of this society. Let's be objective. We hear from his family, from friends, everybody around him. Any harm brought on an Iraqi, my heart breaks, not because I'm afraid of him or anybody else, only from God, but that's my feeling. Any harm that fell on those persons is wrong, and those who did it should take their punishment. But that happened in a country, in a third world country as America calls us, and 25 years ago. But what's not happening now, has anybody, starting with Saddam or anybody else, has anybody not been beaten with marks of beating marks until this day? The court has to verify that, Your Honor, now or later. Then it is your duty to defend yourselves.